Hey, this is Nicolosi, and welcome back to the MIDI Echo tutorial series. This is part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2 yet, go check it out first. This video will make much more sense. As a quick reminder, MIDI Echo is a new module that was introduced in Mela 7.5. It's quite powerful, and it has a customizable sublane, which lets you process MIDI events before they're fed back for another round of processing. And in this video, we're going to use the MIDI Source modulator to modulate the time interval between repeats. Okay, again, I'm starting with a default preset, and I'm inserted the MIDI echo inside the MIDI process chain of this preset. And the sync parameter is set to 1/16 and repeats to 8. And inside the sublane, we have a MIDI logger to visualize our note events, as well as MIDI source and MIDI delay. And these two modules are currently bypassed. So let me play a note. And we can see the note repeated 8 times, and each channel increased from 9, went up to 16. As a reminder, MIDI Echo uses MIDI channel to track the repeats. And the MIDI events with channel number 16 are not fed back to the sublane. Okay, another new feature in Mela 7.5 is that MIDI Source now has a channel number as one of the source options. And again, if I play a note, watch what happens to the mod signal indicator. It went up from 50% to around 94%, corresponding to channel numbers 9 to 16. This means we can use the channel number to modulate desired parameters. I have also inserted MIDI delay here, and I'm going to turn it on, and I'll set MIDI echo's time to 0. This means MIDI echo will instantly feed back repeated signals, but MIDI delay will actually do the delaying. Let's hear this. So it sounds similar, but this time time is in milliseconds. And what we're going to do is we're going to modulate the time parameter using MIDI source. Okay, let's hear this. So with every repeat, the time value goes up, and therefore the intervals increase with every repeat. Now, there is a reason why I didn't modify MIDI echo's time parameter, and instead I inserted MIDI delay and modulate its time parameter. That's because when MIDI source receives a MIDI event, it instantly generates a mod signal and applies it to the MIDI delay's time parameter. And that happens just before this event is passed to the MIDI delay. Mela processes one sample at a time, and that's what allows us to have this sort of setup. Now, you might be thinking, that's cool, but I want the time intervals to be synced with the tempo rather than being in seconds. And you might be tempted to go and change this to sync. And that's kind of the right intuition, but there's one problem. Let me play a note. And the problem is the range is not wide enough. Even if I set this to 100%, because with repeat rate, it goes from channel 9 to 16, it will always start from modulation signal will always be at least 50% and will go up to around 94%. And that's not ideal. You might want to start with values around, let me turn this off. You might want to start with maybe 1 over 128 or 1/64 and 1/16 and so on. And there is a simple solution for that. And we can use the new mod steps module. We will directly map the channel modulation to a specific step, and then each step will have a desired value. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to bypass this, and I already pre-made the preset called bouncing ball, which has that setup already. So MIDI source is modulating mod step start, and this will correspond to going from 1 to 16. So channel number will map to start value, and then it's set to sync is set to free, so it will not advance. It will just follow the start parameter. And from steps 8 to 16th, I have set those values to correspond to 1 over 128, going to, from 1 over 1 going to all the way down to 1 over 1 28. And of course, it modulates the sync parameter. So let's play a note. And that's pretty cool. The mod steps lets us be very precise. We can map specific channel number to a specific modulation value. And of course, we can randomize these steps to get interesting results. This is a great example where 4 different modules come together to let us create this interesting effect. MIDI echo, MIDI source, mod steps, and MIDI delay. All modules in Mela are optimized to work well together. And with every module, the possibilities increase exponentially. Because every new module lets you combine it with every other module to create new and interesting combinations. Okay, that's all for now. Like and share if you found this useful. For any questions or feedback, leave a comment below. See you next time.